Hello, it's Michelle Brown here from the MixedMediaArt.net studios and also Picture to Page Papercraft and Scrapbooking show. Today we're going to have a chat about fixing your gel press prints. Now whether you've got a gel plate or a gel press plate or a jelly art plate, when we're getting started, quite often there are times where we end up with prints that we really don't like. I find that there's three major prints that we tend to get that we don't like. Firstly, it's the ones where we've used a stencil and we found that we've got some spots but it doesn't really have a lot of background in it. So what are we going to do with that? Secondly, we'll look at the times where we've pulled that ghost print and it's got some colour in it and some interesting features, but there's still lots of gaps. And thirdly, when we've just ended up with odds bits and pieces, either the paint's dried and we've ended up with some cool patterns, but again, not really enough coverage in the paints, or for the papers that we roll our brayers out on, again, the start of something interesting, but it really needs a little bit more. So let's look at what we can do to fix some of these gel press prints. So what I'll be using today is the 10" by 12" gel plate, along with the Speedball soft rubber brayer or roller, and then folk art paints as well. So we find these are a great paint to use in our gel press prints because they're a reasonable quality for the price that we pay, but also we can move through them and get a lot of colours and then make some great designs. So firstly, we'll look at how to fix those prints when we've got some really cool patterns but still some space in it. So the best way I've found to do that is by using a glazing medium. So there's a couple of different ones that I've used. I've got the Atelier one, equally the Liquitex one, so glazing medium, glazing liquid, or an acrylic glazing gloss. So what these do is to dilute the paint to make it transparent and so give us an opportunity to fill in that white space that we have in this print without losing all the detail in the print that we've got. So let's look at this one. We've used a range of oranges and reds, so perhaps something in sort of the orange and yellow range might be good to fill in this space. And as we know, as we go through and get more and more jelly plate and jellied prints, that they just add up, and rather than wasting all the paper and discarding it, let's see if we can fix it. So this one, let's get perhaps some yellow and some orange paint as well. So here we're using the medium orange and a medium yellow. Now you find with gel plates that you really don't need a lot of paint. So I use these icy pole sticks or popsicle sticks, depending on where you are in the world, to get out just a little bit of paint. Now particularly when you're using glazing medium, you don't need a lot of paint because we're trying to get just that thin layer on top. So what I will then do is grab the glazing gloss. So we've got, a couple of pea size worth there. Squeeze the acrylic, the glazing medium into it. Now I found if you just brayer it, it doesn't tend to mix very well. So I like to just have a paintbrush on hand, just to mix that up a little bit, and then grab